So in this video we're going to go through the solution to the Midas Touch Jewellery store stock loss question. And as was stated in the previous video, we need to prepare a trading account for the period from the start of the year to the date of the robbery. So that's 1st of January 2019 to 8th of March 2019. I've set out the text template for the trading account. This is something you studied in semester 1, so you should recall that the trading account consists of sales and cost of sales. Or cost of sales consists of opening stock, that's stock at the start of the period, purchases during the period, and closing stock at the end of the period. That gives you cost of sales, and sales value minus cost of sales value gives you gross profit. So remember, we're trying to find out the value of closing stock. In other words, how much stock did we have on the 8th of March 2019? So just looking at the question to see what values we can slot in, the very first value there I've identified as opening stock at the start of this period. That's 11,370. So I can slot that in directly. Opening stock, 11,370. So that's just taken from the start of the question. Going back to the question again, there's a number of items concerning suppliers, and specifically suppliers of jewellery. And as I noted in the previous video, we're going to need to do a creditors account to determine the amount of purchases of jewellery, purchases of goods for resale. So we've got an opening balance, we've got payments during the period and discounts during the period, and we've got a closing balance. So I can do a creditors account where I use all those values in the account. So on my solution, I have the creditors account created. There's my opening balance, there's my discounts and payments, and my closing balance. And this highlighted value, purchases, was a balancing result. So I entered this item and these items, got a total here of 20,900, and the missing value was the purchases amount. So for purchases, 14,100. I'll highlight that in red just to make it stand out. And that's going to go into my trading account. So 14,100 is the value of my purchases. So we've now got the opening stock and the purchases slotted in to give a total of 25,470. So going back to the main question, I've used this data here, so I'm going to strike that out. I've used this data here, so I'll also strike that out. We're left with these statements. So the gross margin on cost is on average 50%. So gross profit value divided by cost of sales value, all multiplied by 100 equals 50%. Well, if I look at my solution, gross profit value we don't know. Cost of sales value we don't know either, so we can't yet use that, so it's not able to be used for the purpose of advancing our solution. So let's look at these items. So cash lodged the bank account and cash received but not lodged, as I said in the previous video, these represent our sales. So a total of 20,500 plus 1,700 amounts to our sales for the period. So I can slot that into my sales. That's a total of 22,200. Okay, so that's the total of the cash lodged plus the cash received but not lodged. So now we have sales, and we've got this value here, 25,470, but we're still missing our closing stock and our cost of sales and our gross profit. So that data on the question is used. So we're left with this final statement to see how we can use that. Gross margin on cost is on average 50%. So gross profit value divided by cost of sales value, all multiplied by 100, is equal to 50%, or 50 over 100. So this amount divided by that amount is equal to 50 over 100, or 1/2. What we can say though is that because gross profit is equal to the difference between sales and cost of sales, if this value was 100% and this is 50%, this would have to be 150%. Now that's a little bit complex for some of you to understand, so I just want to look at that in more detail on the next sheet. So the point to understand is that if profit divided by cost is equal to 50 divided by 100, we can make the following sort of additional calculations. Sales, cost, profit. Okay, so if this was 100, gross profit divided by cost, 50 over 100. If this is 100, this would have to be 50. And we know that sales minus cost equals profit, so this would have to therefore be 150. So the result is that if profit divided by cost is equal to 50 divided by 100, then it's the same thing as saying that profit divided by sales is equal to 50 divided by 150. So the profit amount divided by the sales amount is equal to 50 divided by 150. Now that's helpful because we actually know the sales amount, so we can further calculate as follows. So we know that sales value is 22,200. So profit divided by 22,200 is equal to 50 divided by 150. Okay, so the profit can be worked out. You simply multiply both sides by this number here. So the final bit is therefore profit equals 50 divided by 150, and that's all multiplied by 22,200. So it works out that the profit is equal to 7,400 when you do the calculations. 7,400. So I can say that the profit is 7,400. Okay, so I can show that there. And if I know that the profit is 7,400, sales minus cost of sales equals 7,400, so this must be 14,800. This number minus that number will give us 7,400. And this number is this minus closing stock. So you can again work out that the closing stock value must be 10,670. Okay, so it's the necessary amount that ensures that this value results. So 25,470 minus 10,670 is 14,800. So the result is that my closing stock value is 10,670, and since all of it was stolen, the insurance claim will be for that amount. And that's how you attempt these questions.